Many attribute 2008's Iron Man to the inaugural superhero film, marking the debut of Marvel's successful character and igniting the most prosperous franchise to date. However, a decade earlier in 1998, Blade hit the screens. Based on the Marvel Comics character of the same name, it serves as the first installment of the Blade franchise. Wesley Snipes leads the cast as the eponymous character, joined by Stephen Dorff, Chris Christopherson, and Mbuche Wright in supporting roles. Blade, a Dhampir possessing vampire strengths but none of their weaknesses, wages war against vampires. The film has since amassed a devoted following and stands as one of Snipes' most iconic portrayals. With a runtime of 120 minutes, this dark superhero flick delivers a thrilling experience, blending gritty realism with undeniable swagger. But before we get into the review, if you enjoy the content, hit the like button and consider subscribing to the channel. Also, hitting the notification bell will alert you when we drop new content. Now, let's get critical. In 1967, a pregnant woman is attacked by a vampire, leading to her premature labor. Her baby survives and grows up to become Blade, a human-vampire hybrid with supernatural abilities. 30 years later, Blade raids a vampire-owned club in Los Angeles and rescues hematologist Karen Jensen after she's attacked by a vampire. He takes her to a safe house where his ally, Abraham Whistler, explains their secret war against vampires using weapons based on their weaknesses. Meanwhile, Deacon Frost, a vampire leader, seeks to incite war between vampires and humans. Blade and Whistler advise Karen to leave the city for her safety. However, Frost's plans escalate as he seeks to awaken the blood god, Lamagra, using Blade's blood. As Blade prepares for battle, Karen discovers a vaccine that can cure the infected but not Blade. During her experimentation with the anticoagulant EDTA as a potential substitute for Blade's suppressant, Karen finds that it detonates upon mixing with vampire blood. Frost attacks their hideout, infects Whistler, and abducts Karen. Blade returns, helps Whistler end his life, and tries to rescue Karen. He's shocked to find his mother alive, revealing Frost bit her. Blade is captured and taken to Frost's temple, where he plans a ritual for Lamagra. Karen attempts to escape a pit but is attacked by a transformed Webb, her colleague who was bitten earlier in the film. She injures him and flees. Blade is drained of blood but drinks from Karen, recovering and gaining full vampiric strength. Frost gains Lamagra's power but is killed by Blade, overdosing him with syringes of EDTA, causing him to explode. Karen offers to cure Blade, but he opts for a serum improvement to continue fighting vampires. In a final scene, Blade confronts a vampire in Moscow, hinting at his ongoing battle against the undead. Directed by Stephen Norrington, this film revolutionized a previously struggling genre. Norrington achieved box office success and garnered critical acclaim for delivering a sleek, fast-paced thriller featuring a distinctive and charismatic hero. Blade demonstrated that cinematic technology was finally catching up to the imaginative demands of high-powered hero films. Previous attempts in the genre had often fallen short, relying on campy and practical effects that failed to captivate audiences. One notable exception was the 1997 release of Spawn. Norrington fearlessly embraced violence, bloodshed, and rapid-fire entertainment, crafting an atmosphere that was distinct as it was engrossing. While the film excelled in creating this immersive world, its character development left much to be desired. Although Blade's backstory was adequately established through the comics narrative, other aspects of the vampire underworld felt rushed, relying heavily on exposition to tie the plot together. Stephen Dorff's portrayal of Frost, a young vampire challenging traditional authority to seize power, deserves commendation. His charisma matches that of Snipes' Blade, adding depth to the film. However, beyond these central characters, the supporting cast fails to leave a lasting impression. Despite its shortcomings in character development, Blade remains a groundbreaking hero film. With a budget of $45 million, it grossed over $131 million worldwide, proving to be both a critical and commercial success. Blade stood out to me during a period when movies were vying for attention from the male's 12 to 18 age group. Alongside films like Spawn, The Matrix, and to a lesser extent, The Crow and Street Fighter, Blade signifies the second wave of superhero cinema, where advancements in technology brought the source material to life. Drawing heavily from slasher film elements, Blade delivers not only meticulously choreographed action, but also visceral and intense violence. The 90s proved to be a successful era for Wesley Snipes, and the release of Blade marked the culmination of a phenomenal decade for him. Snipes' commitment to martial arts, with proficiency in disciplines like Hapkido, Shotokan, kickboxing, and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, shines through in his portrayal of Blade. It's regrettable that the character of Dr. Karen Jensen, portrayed by Boucher Wright, suffers from a lack of character development, especially considering her expertise in blood work, which could have been crucial in Blade's battle against vampires. She had great chemistry with Wesley Snipes. This oversight in the film becomes apparent towards the end, as there seems to be a suggestion of Karen having a potential follow-up storyline after her exposure to the vampire world, only to leave her character as merely a plot device, an unresolved narrative thread left dangling. Regardless, this film is simply too entertaining and enjoyable to not receive a high rating. I'll admit, I am a bit biased, so fair warning, I rate Blade 4 out of 5 stars.
This is the skin of a killer, Bill.